Welcome back to Flower Child Prophecy. Here we speak the truth, nothing but the truth, so help me God. This person could have spoke some harsh words, were very reckless. Something, this word, whatever they said, it could have been hurtful. Okay, you feel like you kept getting rejected by people. Hey y'all, welcome back to Flower Child Prophecy. That's the overall energy. Let's tap right in. Let's see what's going on, guys. You could have kept getting rejected by people. Actually, that was God's protection. Their rejection was God's protection, protecting you. It hurts, trapped, stuck, tied down, captive. This is how these people feeling, or this person feeling. Okay? You're not trapped. Yeah, you got chemistry with this person, a lot of passion. Okay? They kept they kept making you feel rejected here. You was the spark. You understand? They're depleted their own energy. It was a long journey, Spirit says. This is called some type of drained energy. Depletion and stuck, tied down. This is how they're feeling. 106 on the clock, 107. Okay, chemistry. You got a lot of chemistry with this person. This person could have kept rejecting you. Past life energy. They learned some type of karmic lesson. They want to someday come towards you because you're beautiful after running from you and being resentful. They didn't want to apologize, okay? Divine Feminine. They didn't want to come in and apologize to a Divine Feminine which broke their own heart. You got clarity. You was honest with this person, okay? They could have pushed you away. You understand? This false twin flame who now want a commitment. They're coming out of this deception energy, though. Okay, marriage, yeah, they healing or you healing. They want to cling on to you. They want to hold on. They're obsessive. They're spying and watching. You heal. And you have value. You always have value. Every time I hear to read that, they didn't know that you didn't have nothing and all that. One thing about the collective, it's been a struggle, but we here. You understand? We here. We standing strong and we telling our story. That's what God want to see. Because it's testimonies at the end of the day. I was going to talk about my story on the other read. I've always been a tarot reader. You understand? I took a break. I was reading tarot in my early 20s. People didn't know that about me. You understand? I was giving my family readings at that age. You understand? I used to read people. And y'all know the one. Y'all know y'all see me. I used to focus on that until something happened traumatic. And I thought God didn't see me. I wasn't protecting myself. That's what happened. You gotta protect your energy. You can't be around a lot of people. You can't. It's just certain things you have to move different out here. But kept getting rejected by people. I know about it. You find a lover and then you think that's the person that won. Then they start playing games and dissing themselves. You understand? They start not communicating. Starting lies and rumors. Just playing mind games because you're different. You understand? I'm going to keep being me, and I can't say just because one person reject me. I have so many people that's interested in me. Do you understand? But at the end of the day, we like what we like. You know what I'm saying? We like what we like. But the person that the God is going to bring to me, they're going to know my spirit and my soul. Okay? And I'm just not going to have anybody. First, you got to start a friendship. A person can't be your friend first and do that right. Ain't no way. No way, no how. You want to feel safe with that person. What's the overall energy, Spirit? This healing is here. They're thinking about you because you set these boundaries. They're dealing with bad karma and just fantasizing, and they got a perspective of who you are now. And they lost out with this grief. Okay, they're coming out of this sorrow, but there is sorrow here. Okay, yeah, they're no longer listening to these people, these friends and families. They emptying out their brain with those bad thoughts, the negativity. Okay, but what I was going to say was tarot saved my life. I didn't know people was that vindictive. I didn't know people would try to hurt something so precious because I speak the truth. Because I stand up for myself, 444 on the clock. I'm going to keep speaking my truth. Okay, and I pray that God protect me out here. And you as well, collectors. All right, but you kept getting rejected by people. That was you know what I mean? That was God protecting us. from this wicked, 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 wicked world. But my world is in heaven because I don't be out here treating people like that. I'm not deceptive. I'm not mean. You know what I mean? I don't plot to hurt nobody. But it's people out here that do. So stay woke. To the next one.